let's get into the video. So the Mumba case. I've had this case for my Switch 1 pretty much the duration of the Switch 1. It's a real, dope case. I know a lot of people talk about the kill switch and satisfy grips and stuff like that, which is cool. I'm not saying don't use those. I'm just saying what I like. That's all this video is. It's a quick review for the Switch 2 Mumba case. This is the Switch 1. As you can see, it's got like some little grips, so you can have like some sort of like hold something like, a regular controller. This gives you that. This gives you that. I love it. Rubber, bumpers in case you drop it and stuff like that. This will shock absorbent. It'll take some of the impact of that drop. So I've been using this for the Switch 1 the duration of the Switch. As you can see, Mumba. So that's what the case is called. You can dock this. You can put it straight into the dock. Actually, there's a dock right there. Perfect. I have this random dock that I just took out the box. But like the dock right here for the Switch 1, it fits. It fits with the dock. That was perfect that was right there. So, perfectly dockable Mumba case. Like I said, this is the Switch 1. I'm about to open my new case for the Switch 2. I just wanted to show off the Switch 1. I've been using this. I just want to drive the point home that this is a case that I'm familiar with, that I've used before for the Switch 1, and I'm hoping, for more of the same for the Switch 2. And actually, I did buy one of these for the Switch 2. It was black, just like this. You can dock it as well, but I went to work the other day. But I seen a friend the other day have a Mumba case. He said, yo, you got to try out this Mumba case. And I was like, I already got one for my Switch 2. And I looked at his, and his was slightly different. So we're going to get into that. So, like I said, this is the Mumba case. I'm very familiar with it. I'm about to open this right here for the Switch 2. Oh, let me go back. So, one thing that I didn't like about this is you can't dock it. I mean, not dock. No kickstand. So I had, this right here that I used to use when I used to play handheld, and I have my Pro Controller and I could just play it like that. So, because it takes away from the kickstand. And this new one that I'm about to open, it does have a kickstand. Because like I said, I seen a friend with it, and his Mumba case for the Switch 2 had a kickstand. I had one, a Mumba as well, for the Switch 1 or the Switch 2, but it didn't have that kickstand element to it. So I said, yeah, I gotta get that. And it was another reason why I felt I had to get it. So there we go. There's the packaging. Not much to it. These this was just like the other one I had for the Switch 2, but they got little hinges. This one does not. You just kind of take it off like that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no hinge for this. It's just just one piece of plastic. No hinges for that. Let me put that back in there real quick. So that's how that is. This one has hinges, and it has the kickstand. So this part is a kickstand right here. So I can play my Switch with a kickstand, as well as, yes, I can fit 5 games right there and 2 micro USB cards. So I'm liking this. When I seen he had his, I was like, yo, mine's had just everything but this part. It didn't have this piece right here. So it's pretty much just this. And I said, oh no, I gotta return that to Amazon. And I'm so glad that he showed me, because when I went to my Amazon account, that was the very last day I could make a return before that month was up. That was the very last day. I just sent that off this morning, and just seen right before I made this video that Amazon gave me the refund already for that case. But when I seen he had this kickstand problem, or fix, kickstand fix, I said, yeah, I have to get that. So now I'm still able to, you know, do the kickstand, and I could put 5 games right there. So here's my Switch 2. Let me clean this off real quick, wipe this screen. Yeah, I'm excited about this case, because now I don't have to walk around, you know, with a like a kickstand. It's either that, walk around with the kickstand, or take the case off every single time so I can use the Switch kickstand. So this fixes that. Put that in there like this. Put that in there like that. Then it lines up at the top. Might be better if I close that. Yeah. So lock those in, lock the controllers in. Ooh, I like that. I love this. I love this. Then I got my games I could put right there. And everything is right where everything is accessible. The buttons, you know, so I just turned that on. Yeah, all the buttons work. What is this? I don't even know what this is, this button. I never like noticed it or paid attention to it. I got my spaces right there for the vents. I got my top USB port, and I got my headphone jack, and then of course the game card. But this is perfect. This is perfect. And same thing with this one. I can dock this. This goes into the dock. Now to the games. I used to have this that all of my games were in. 48 games could fit in here. And then I filled it up. So now I did a little upgrade. And I got this. So this is, you know, slightly, I wouldn't even say slightly, it's a lot bigger, but I could fit a lot more games in there. Because I was going to buy another one of these. I was like, okay, this is full. Let me just buy another one. But I was like, nah, when I've seen this on Amazon, you know, when I seen this on Amazon, I thought it was going to be like this size, but just thicker. I just thought it was going to be thicker so I could put more games in it. But as you can see, it's a lot bigger too. Like in length and width. So I got a lot of space in this, like a whole lot of space for, you know, future games. Kind of got it separated. I got my Marios right here. Then I got Smash right there. Got my 3 Zelda games. All this is Pokemon right here. So, you know, Sword, Shield, Pikachu, Eevee, Diamond, Pearl, Scarlet, Violet. Arceus, the best Pokemon game of all time. And Pokken Tournament. Then this next one, I got like my Square Enix stuff right here. I got the Xenoblade Chronicles saga right here. What is this? These 6 right here, they're Lego games. And then I got Ultimate Alliance, Xenoverse 2, the Mix Switch, which I haven't used, and I'm glad I haven't, because I've been seeing all the stuff that is going on with that. Labo, Bomberman, which I never played and got day one with the Switch, because only that was available in Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild is the best Switch game of all time. It's crazy because it came day one with the Switch, and for the duration of the Switch, nothing beat Breath of the Wild, in my opinion. And then I got the Mega Man Battle Collection. And then this whole area is just for future games, for whatever's to come. I'm excited to be able to fill this up. This might be like the last console for Nintendo where we get digital stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna take 5 of these, and I think I'm gonna take my Square Enix games. It would have been cool. I think I'm missing one of these Xenoblade games. I think there's another part 2 or another part 3 or something like that. But I am going to take 5 of my Square Enix games and put them here. So if I close it, I want the game to show. So I kind of got to put it in. Yeah, I gotta put it in upside down. So I got Bravely Default 2. That'll go right there. Bravely Default 1. Perfect. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Live Alive in the middle. Okay. Then I'm gonna put Octopath 1 and Octopath 2 for the last 2. I don't have any micro SDs to put in there. I don't have like extra ones. I only have one micro SD in here. I'm gonna get a 1 terabyte whenever I can get my hands on that. But that's what I plan to do. So I got my 5 games right there, Square Enix, and then when I close it, you know, they're right there, not upside down. So I do like that. This is pretty dope. The Mumba case, I would say get it if you're not too big on you know, the case. This is just something cheap but doesn't feel cheaply made. It's about $30 on Amazon. I don't have no affiliate links. I'm not getting paid for this review or anything like that. This channel is not big enough for that. I'm not getting anything. I'm just recommending it because I enjoyed it with this one, the first one. Like I said, I used this for the duration of the Switch 1. And now that the Switch 2 is out, I'm not the type to need, you know, the big fancy, you know, grips and protective cases and stuff like that. I take care of my stuff, like everything. Like if you was to see my stuff, like I have like everything I've ever owned and all of my stuff still works, because I just take care of my stuff. So I don't need the big old protective case to zip it in, and this is fine. This is fine for what I do. I don't be doing nothing crazy to where I need like an indestructible case and stuff like that. Like what are y'all going through where you need like a tough box type case? But hey, that's what you want to spend your money on. That's what you want to spend your money. I just want to share my experience with this. I was excited about getting this because, like I said a million times, I have it for the first one, and it's a good case. I have no complaints. It has a kickstand. You can put 5 games in there and 2 micro SD. Got the kickstand when I play my games. This is perfect. This is perfect for what I need it for. I don't have to take the case on and off. It still fits in the dock. I can't ask for a better. Mumba needs to sponsor me. They really need to sponsor me because I put a lot of people onto this case for the Switch 1. And you can dock it and everything. I was always telling people like, yeah, you don't have to take the case off. Like, get the Mumba. That's it. Subscribe, like, share. Appreciate all that. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I have a Nintendo Switch 2 video that I do need to speak on, or a Nintendo Switch Online video that I do need to speak on. It's not real. It's like every GameCube game, mostly every GameCube game made. People in the comments have said, I missed this and that game. But just to be clear, that video is not a real video. But Nintendo, I wish they would put their whole library for each generation they've had. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. I really feel like they can do that. I feel like there's a lot of money missing on the table, potentially billions. Let's say you put the whole library for all of those systems that I just named. You put that whole library on there and you sold those games $1 each. People like me and you, we would buy the entire library for each platform. But listen to this. You could get away with selling some of those games for $5, $10, $20. A lot of people like me would eventually buy that full library of all of those systems just so you can have it on that one console. Just imagine being able to play every Nintendo game on your Switch 2. I think if that would happen, I would put the Nintendo over PlayStation for me. I would easily do that. I'm a PlayStation guy. If I had to pick for the console wars, I'm a PlayStation guy. I only get the Nintendo to play Nintendo games, and then everything else I get on PlayStation if available. But yeah, that would put Nintendo at the top for me, even over PlayStation, as much as I love PlayStation. But I love Nintendo too, so I mean it's pretty close. But yeah, there's so much money on the table that they're just leaving, that they could make a lot of money off of, bringing it back to that video that I made. It's getting me a lot of views and traffic and stuff like that, but the video is not real. All of those games are not coming to Nintendo Switch Online. I just thought it would be fun to make. I'm probably gonna make one for all of those systems that I just mentioned earlier: Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube, Wii U, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, just to show, like, look at the library that Nintendo has. They have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of good stuff. So, like I said, thanks for watching. Get the Mumba case, like, subscribe, share.